Well, hello everybody. Once again, I am Bill.
And this is Trevor. And this is Bill and Trevor's Excellent Adventure. Perfect.
Now, before we get on into the podcast, I should probably say something about my earlier plug for the Blue Letter Bible, because I got some feedback on that.
Yeah, sure did.
It was not a sponsored message. To the best of my knowledge, they don't even know that I exist. And also, to the best of my knowledge, they exist entirely on donations that don't even affect how the app works. So I'd be shocked if they were sponsoring anybody for anything, because I don't know where they get the money to do that from.
Yeah.
All of that said, the ability to use your phone and see the original text in the scriptures and to be able to look up the meanings of words really is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is my favorite app.
And it's becoming my favorite app too.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, perfect. Perfect.
So I believe in our last exciting episode, you had questions about John.
I did. I don't know about this John. I want to hear more about him.
You really don't know much about him?
Well, I mean, I know about him, but I want to know why, why is he reliable? He sounds like a crazy man at first glance.
I don't believe you mean that.
I don't believe that, but at the same time, I can see why someone would.
Okay, I can take that. So it's a totally legitimate question. It's a question that deserves to be asked and answered. We need to evaluate John's reliability as a witness using the same criteria that we talked about using in the last episode.
Yeah.
We got to talk about, what do we really know about this guy? What are his motives? What does he stand to gain or to lose if we or his original hearers believed him?
Yep.
And then we need to look at what do we know about his track record?
Yeah.
So, having said that, what do you know about John?
Well, John the Baptist, what I know about him is that he was here to make way for the light. I know that he was baptizing people. I know that he was proclaiming that Jesus was coming, or the Messiah was coming, and he was telling people he was not him.
Yeah.
He gained a large following, and then he slowly, one by one, gave that following away to the Messiah.
Yeah.
He was, going back to an earlier point of making sure, of telling people he was not the Messiah, he was not the light. He was very adamant and got a lot of praise, but was still every single time said, I am not him. There is one, I think the scripture says there is one whose sandals I am not worthy to tie. Believe it. And even in the time when Jesus came to get baptized by him, he said, no, you should be baptizing me. So
I've been totally off. I thought you were going to ask me about why John the Apostle was a reliable witness talking about John the Baptist and Jesus.
That's fair.
So we could talk about John the Baptist. I think we already did. What did he stand to gain if we believed him, or if anybody believed him? Nothing really.
Yeah.
What do we know? I mean, he wasn't making money.
He wasn't making anything. He was a homeless man in the desert.
Yeah, so he wasn't gaining anything, but then he didn't have anything to lose except for his life.
Yeah.
And his freedom. But his mouth already got him in trouble with that. I mean, after he got the message out about Jesus and he did that good faith effort to turn his movement over to Jesus, then after that he got locked up for speaking out. So he's the kind of guy that does not back away from what he believes is true, even if it's going to kill him.
Yeah. He sure did until the very end.
So in assessing his reliability, what do you know? Well, he's a man of integrity.
Of extreme integrity.
And that's the only motivation I can come up with, because that's all he did.
Yeah.
Now, what do we know about his lifestyle, his track record? Well, we know that he was calling people to repentance and had started this great revival at the day and time, which, Josephus, the Jewish historian, even alludes to. But he wasn't getting rich off of it. Really, the only thing we've got to look at about John the Baptist is his lifestyle and his integrity, and he gets A+ on all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, he when you look at his life, it really looks like I always like to say a man possessed, because he was.
Yeah.
He was possessed by the Spirit. He led his life for one purpose, and he fulfilled that purpose.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But since I did throw you off, I actually do still want to go back and now talk about what makes John the Apostle, what makes him a reliable witness now.
Okay. So what do you know about him?
Well, what I know about him is that him and his brother James left his father Zebedee. They went to follow Jesus, and he called himself even the disciple that Jesus loved. Jesus chose him out of other people to do certain things, to record certain things. He was what seemed like had the closest relationship to Jesus, and even sat next to him during your Passover, everything, which was, I felt, was the one he also told about the betrayer, and it was actually even told who the betrayer was technically.
Yeah.
So it was John was clearly a very trusted person to Jesus. Mm-hmm. So, what is to say, I guess, that he isn't just saying these things or isn't just inflating what happened. Even if he actually was there, what if he was just like, I really want everybody to know that or think that Jesus loved me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a legitimate question.
Mm-hmm.
I would not take anything in the Gospel of John as being a basis for assessing his integrity, because you wouldn't believe a liar when he said he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So I would want to look at, what do I know about him that he didn't say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're willing to treat the other Gospels, Matthew and Mark and Luke, as independent sources, even though they all are clearly drawing from some of the same material, you can look at what they say about him. Then there's, what do you know about John the Apostle outside of the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Which is where, if I was trying to assess this, I would first want to know, what can I find out from extra biblical sources?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you're going to look there, then first you have to set your expectations, because this is ancient history.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity started off small by word of mouth. I understand that only about 10 to 15% of the Roman population was literate.
Oh, wow.
Now, today, people expect that if you got a cell phone with you, everything that happens is recorded all the time. Everybody knows it right away. But 2,000 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Mm.
And the gospel was preached by word of mouth.
Yeah.
So you have to say to yourself, okay, if this testimony is true, what do I expect to be able to find?
Mm.
You're not going to find any digital assets.
Yeah.
The only digital assets they had were toes and fingers.
Hey.
You would not necessarily expect to find a lot of written documentation, because the church was being spread by oral tradition.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you expect? You would expect to see impact as the church grew. And what has actually happened is that there was a generation of people that folks call the church fathers, leaders in the early church,
mm-hmm.
who were themselves pupils of the apostles. And those people did leave behind records.
Mm.
And we have fragments of those records. So from extra biblical sources, we have guys, there's this fellow called Papias, and he's thought to have lived between 60 and 130 AD,
mm-hmm.
Which makes him a second generation Christian.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
And he writes about John and affirms what John's lifestyle was like.
Yeah.
So does a guy that you may have heard of. You ever heard of somebody named Polycarp?
That sounds vaguely.
Here's another church father, thought to have lived around 69 to 135 AD. He had a disciple, an apprentice, a trainee, whatever you want to call it, named Irenaeus, who was from 130 to 202 AD. And from these guys' writings, we piece together what we know about John the Apostle.
Yeah.
They pretty much attest that he lived into a very old age. Other traditions say that he is the only apostle that did not die as a martyr. John was the only one that got to die of old age.
Yeah.
We know that he was a preacher. We know that he was persecuted for it. Under the reign of Domitian, a Caesar who succeeded Nero.
Yeah.
Under Domitian, he was exiled. The extra biblical sources also attest to that being a historical fact. And we know from Roman records that, yeah, that's what Domitian did. Not necessarily to John in particular, but it was his practice.
Yeah.
They would exile people who were being heretics because they were trying to protect what they were trying to protect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what John says about himself in the Revelation of John, the last book in the Bible, that's consistent with what the extra biblical records show.
Yeah.
The people who knew him personally attest that he had a very austere, very simple lifestyle. It seems like he was just disinterested in material stuff.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And we know that the older he got, the less he talked.
Yeah.
And it seems that his role in the church was as a spiritual advisor or ministry governance. And the older he got, the only thing he would ever say when people would bring problems to him to resolve is, brothers, love one another. He had a reputation for being very dogmatic on doctrinal issues, but pretty laid back otherwise.
Wow.
Yeah, he was thought to have been a very warm, people-loving kind of guy. So that's what you know about John the Apostle. So then we want to assess, okay, but how reliable a witness was he?
Yeah.
The people who knew John attest that John was himself one of the original 12 apostles, that he was firsthand with Jesus. So, according to what you were asking earlier, he was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what did he stand to gain or lose? Well, he lived a simple life, so he didn't gain much in material terms. What did he stand to lose? Well, his friends are all getting killed off for preaching one by one.
Yeah.
And he himself is being persecuted and exiled to Patmos. So he's not getting a lot out of this unless you want to count the fruits of a righteous life.
Yeah.
He enjoyed that. What about his track record? Well, the extra biblical records suggest that he taught very authoritatively and consistently. Even though it's oral tradition, he repeated the same stuff over and over and over again, and it did not mutate or evolve over time.
Wow.
The heresies of the first church came from other people.
I see.
Church doctrines mutated after him, but he himself preached the same things at the end of his ministry that he did from the beginning. So that's what we know about John.
Yeah, yeah.
And you judge for yourself. Well, can you believe a guy like that?
That's such an interesting... I love that there's so much information about John that isn't in the Bible, first of all. I just put that out there. But, number two, knowing that he lived such an austere lifestyle and that he was didn't speak much near the end of his life, just saying, brothers, love one another. It seems like, to me at least, when you evaluate this, from my perspective, it just seems like he had nothing to gain and everything to lose, but he loved God. He loved Jesus.
Yeah.
He wanted other people to come to love him, it seemed like.
Fun fact, John lived so long after Jesus that people think that he must have been really young when he was walking with Jesus in the flesh. Probably a teenager.
Wow.
Maybe even a very young teenager.
Wow.
And you made this reference to him leaning on Jesus' breast at the Last Supper. If he was a kid, that would make more sense.
Actually, that would make a lot more sense. Because he would be taller if he was a full-grown man.
But you tend to be more affectionate with younger guys. And I know I am.
No, I know. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. And there are even the way Jesus seems to talk to John, it would make sense if he was a kid.
Yeah.
Wow. That just kind of blew my mind, actually, if he was like 14-year-old.
Yeah. So I want to tell all the listeners out there, I am not trying to put myself across as a reliable witness. I'm inviting anybody who's interested to go look for this stuff themselves. We live in the information age. It's not hard to find out. You can either do your favorite search engine by yourself, or you can lean on your favorite AI, and it'll tell you all about the information that's available.
Yeah. I think it's important that people are able to see this for themselves.
Yeah.
Not just listen to us, but definitely go open up a Bible, see what's going on. Look at the extra biblical accounts of what's going on. Especially if you're going to look at the Bible, look at the Blue Letter Bible. Even not sponsored.
Available free for download from Google Play or the Apple Store. Endless hours of spiritual enlightenment and entertainment.
There we go. God, if they did sponsor us, we'd have a good ad read already. But
okay, well, talking about reading the Bible, let's read the Bible.
You know, Bill, we ought to cover this in the next episode.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Trevor.
And this has been Bill and Trevor's Excellent Adventure.